Okay, so we have spent this entire series talking about how to be authentic on social media. But what happens when being authentic backfires? When you share something that doesn't land the way that you hoped? When you overshare and immediately regret it? When your most genuine content gets crickets or worse, negative feedback? Today, we're talking about what to do when authenticity doesn't go as planned. We're covering how to recover from oversharing, how to handle it when your content misses the mark, and how to course correct without abandoning who you are or going into hiding. If you've ever posted something and thought, oh no, that was a huge mistake, this episode is going to help you navigate those moments with grace. So let's dive in. Love it, or hate to love it. Social media has been dominating the marketing world for years, and today is no different. Hey there, and welcome to the Ultimate Hangout, where I dish out all of my juicy secrets of the social media world, growing your online presence like a pro. I'm Brandy, your go to girl in the digital universe, and I am beyond excited to have you join me for some serious fun as we explore the wonders of social media together. And for the past 5 years, I've been on a mission to uncover the tricks of the trade that not only work for me, but also help my clients shine in this digital world. So, what's on the agenda? Well, pretty much everything. From sharing tips on crafting killer content to demystifying those tricky algorithms, whether you're a seasoned pro or just dipping your toes into the digital pool. This podcast is your safe space to ask questions, share ideas, and learn alongside a supportive community. Grab that cup of coffee, cozy up, and let's get ready. Let's Be Social isn't just a podcast. It's a celebration of creativity, connection, and the world of online communication. Here's to learning, laughing, and leveling up together. This is your Let's Be Social podcast. Welcome to Let's Be Social, the podcast for entrepreneurs who want to grow their business on social media without the burnout. I'm your host, Brandy, and I'm here to help you build a social media strategy that feels authentic, sustainable, and actually works, whether you're just starting out or you've been in the game for a while. This is your space to learn the latest trends, strategies, and real talk about what it takes to show up online in a way that connects. Okay, this is episode 5, the final episode of our Authenticity Paradox series. And we're wrapping things up with a topic nobody really talks about. What happens when being authentic backfires? Here's what we're diving into. I'm breaking down the most common ways authenticity can go wrong, from oversharing to being misunderstood to posting in the heart of the moment. We're talking about how to know when you've crossed a line, what to do when you realize you've overshared, and how to recover without completely disappearing or abandoning your authentic voice. Plus, I'm sharing my own story of a time when my authentic content totally missed the mark and what I learned from it. Because here's the thing, we all have these moments. Every single one of us has posted something we wish we could take back. The difference is how we handle it. This is going to be a really good one. So grab your coffee, get comfortable, and let's get social. All right, let's start with some real talk. Being authentic on social media doesn't mean everything you post is going to land perfectly. It doesn't mean everyone will understand you. And it definitely doesn't mean you'll never look back at something and think, wow, I probably should have shared that. Because here's the reality. When you're showing up authentically, you're being human, and humans mess up. We misread the room, we share too much, we post when we're emotional and regret it later. We try to be vulnerable and it comes across wrong. It feels awful. You feel exposed, embarrassed, maybe even like you want to delete your entire account and start over. But here's what I want you to know. Those moments don't mean that you should stop being authentic. They just mean that you need to learn how to navigate them with grace. So today, we're talking about the most common ways authenticity can backfire, how to recognize when it's happening, and what to do about it. Because the goal isn't perfection, the goal is learning how to course correct without losing yourself in the process. Let's talk about the most common ways I see authenticity going wrong on social media. The big one, this is the biggest one. You posted something personal, maybe about a struggle you're going through, a relationship issue, a business failure, or a health crisis. And the moment you hit post, you feel it. That pit in your stomach, that no, that has too much feeling. Maybe people didn't engage with it the way that you had hoped. Maybe someone left a comment and that made you feel worse. Or maybe nothing happened at all. And now it just feels like you aired your dirty laundry for no reason. This happens to everyone. People who seem like they have perfect boundaries. We've all had that moment. Here's scenario 2. Your authentic opinion sparked controversy. Okay, you shared your genuine thoughts on something, maybe a topic in your industry, a political issue, or a trending conversation, and people came at you hard. You thought you were just being real and sharing your perspective, but now you're dealing with angry comments, DMs calling you out, maybe even people unfollowing you in droves. And you're sitting there thinking, I was just being honest. Isn't that what we're supposed to do? Here's scenario 3. So you were vulnerable and people didn't respond. You shared something really personal, really vulnerable, really brave, and crickets. Or worse, people scrolled right past it and engaged with someone else's random selfie instead. And now you feel stupid for opening up, like you put yourself out there for nothing. Scenario 4. You posted it in the heat of the moment. You were angry, frustrated, hurt, or just really fired up about something. And you posted about it immediately without taking time to process or think about it. And now that the emotion has passed, you're looking at that post thinking, why did I even do that? Scenario 5. You were misunderstood. You shared something with good intentions. People misinterpreted it. They read something into your words that you didn't even mean. They took offense when none was intended. And now you're dealing with the backlash for something that you didn't even say. Do any of these sound familiar? Because I'm willing to bet at least one of them does. And if not yet, it will. Because when you're showing up authentically and consistently, these moments are inevitable. Okay, let me tell you about a time this happened to me. A few years ago, I posted something I was really passionate about, the pressure entrepreneurs face to constantly hustle and grind. I shared my honest opinion. The rest is productive, that you don't have to work 80 hours a week to be successful, and that the hustle culture was actually harmful. And I thought, this is me being authentic. This is my real perspective. This is valuable. Well, some people loved it, but some people were so upset. I got comments and DMs from people saying I was promoting laziness, that I clearly wasn't serious about success, that real entrepreneurs don't make excuses. And for a hot minute, I panicked. I started second guessing everything. Should I delete it? Should I apologize? Should I clarify? Should I just never share my opinion again? But then I took a breath and realized something. Not everyone is going to agree with me, and that's okay. My authenticity isn't about making everyone happy. It's about showing up as myself and serving the people who resonate with that. So I didn't delete it. I didn't apologize for my opinion, but I did learn something about how I communicate controversial topics moving forward. And that's what we're going to talk about next. How to handle these moments without losing yourself. yourself. Let's start with the oversharing scenario because this one is the one that makes people want to delete their entire account. You posted something too personal and now you regret it. What do you do? Step one, first, just breathe. Don't make any rash decisions in the moment. Don't delete everything. Don't post a dramatic, I'm taking a break from social media announcement. Just pause. Step two, ask yourself, why do I regret this? Is it because you generally shared something inappropriate or harmful? Or is it because you're not getting the response that you had hoped for? If it's the first one, if you've generally crossed a boundary or shared something that could hurt you or someone else, then yes, consider deleting it. But if it's the second one, if you're just feeling vulnerable or embarrassed, sit with that feeling for 24 hours before you do anything. A lot of times, the regret fades once the initial vulnerability passes. Three, decide what you need to do to feel okay. Sometimes that means deleting the post, and that's fine. You're allowed to change your mind. Sometimes it means posting a follow up with more context or clarity. Sometimes it means just leaving it and moving on with your next piece of content. There's no right answer. Do what you need to do to feel aligned again. Step four, learn from it. This is the most important step. What can you learn from this experience? Was there a boundary that you need to establish moving forward? A topic that you realize isn't the public consumption? A timing issue where you shared before you were ready. Use this as information to help you make better decisions in the future. Now, let's talk about what to do when your authentic opinion sparks controversy. First, let's decide if you stand by what you said. If you genuinely believe what you posted, if it aligns with your values, and if you've said it again, then stand by it. You don't owe everyone agreement. You don't have to make everyone comfortable. Your job is to be true to yourself, not to please everyone, not to please every person who follows you. Second, don't engage with every negative comment. You don't have to defend yourself to everyone who disagrees with you. Some people just want to argue. Some people are never going to see your perspective, and that's okay. You can acknowledge different viewpoints without debating them to death. Third, clarify if you were genuinely misunderstood. If people are misunderstanding what you said, it's okay to clarify, but clarification is different from backpedaling. Clarification sounds like, I can see how that could be read differently than I intended. What I meant was, backpedaling sounds like, I'm so sorry if anyone was offended. I didn't mean it like that. One stands in your truth while providing context, the other apologizes for having an opinion. Fourth, let people unfollow. This is hard, but important. Not everyone is meant to be in your audience. And when you share authentically, some people will self-select out. Let them. The people who stay are your people, the ones who get you, they resonate with your message, who want what you are offering. Quality over quantity always. Okay, what about when you're vulnerable and nobody cares? When you share something brave and meaningful and it gets zero engagement? Here's the truth. Lack of engagement doesn't mean that what you shared wasn't vulnerable. Sometimes people don't know how to respond to vulnerability. Sometimes they're scrolling quickly and they miss it. Sometimes the algorithm just doesn't favor that particular post. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't have shared it. It doesn't mean you overshared. It means social media is unpredictable. But what you can do is don't immediately regret it. Just because it didn't get over 100 likes doesn't mean it wasn't important or valuable to share. Consider who might have needed to see it. Even if only one person reads your vulnerable post and feels less alone, it mattered. You don't need to go viral to make an impact. Resist the urge to delete it just because of low engagement. Some of your most important posts will be your least popular, and that's okay. Move on with your next piece of content. Don't let low-performing posts derail your entire strategy. Here's a rule that has saved me so many times. If you're writing a post while you're emotional, angry, hurt, frustrated, really fired up, and do not post it immediately. Write it. Get it out. Say everything that you want to say. Then it is a draft and walk away for 24 hours. Come back to it the next day when you're calmer. Read it. See if you still want to post it. See if there are changes that you want to make to it. 9 times out of 10, you'll edit it. You'll soften some language. You'll remove some details. You'll add more content. And 1 time out of 10, you'll decide not to post it at all. And you'll be glad that you waited. The 24-hour rule gives you perspective. And perspective is everything when it comes to avoiding authenticity fails. One of the most important valuable things that can come from an authenticity backfire is clarity about your boundaries. Maybe you realize you're not comfortable sharing about your family or your health or your finances or your political views. That's okay. You're allowed to have boundaries and you're allowed to discover those boundaries through trial and error. Once you realize a boundary, honor it. Don't feel like you have to keep sharing about that topic just because you did it once. You can say, I've decided I'm going to keep, whatever topic that you had posted about private moving forward. And that's completely valid. Boundaries aren't about being inauthentic. They're about protecting what matters most to you. Sometimes when authenticity backfires, you have to decide, do I need to apologize or do I just need to clarify? You should apologize if you genuinely hurt someone or caused harm. You said something factually incorrect that could mislead people. You spoke carelessly about a sensitive topic. You should clarify, not apologize, if people misunderstood your intent, you realize that you could have communicated better, or you want to add more context. You don't need to do either if people just disagree with your opinion, you shared something personal and got negative feedback, you're being authentic to your values, and some people just didn't like it. The key is knowing the difference between I made a mistake and some people don't like what I said. One deserves an apology, the other just doesn't. Here's what I don't want you to do. I don't want you to have one authenticity backfire and then disappear, or stop being yourself, or go back to posting bland, safe, boring content that says nothing. Because that's not the answer. The answer is to learn from it, adjust if you need to, and keep showing up. Maybe you post a little less frequently for a few days while you regroup. That's fine. Maybe you take a day or two to reassess your content strategy, and that's okay too. But don't let one mishap turn into weeks of hiding or months of playing it safe. Your authentic voice is still vulnerable. You just learned something about how to use it more effectively. Here's something that I want you to remember. In the long run, one post doesn't matter as much as you think it does. That post you're apologizing over, the one you think ruined everything, most people will forget about in a week. So your business won't crumble because of one overshare. Your reputation won't be destroyed because one post didn't land right. Your audience won't abandon you because you had one controversial take. What matters is the body of work you create over time, the consistent value that you provide, the genuine relationships that you build. One post is one post. It's not your entire brand and it's not your whole story. So when authenticity backfires, feel what you need to feel, learn what you need to learn, adjust what you need to adjust, and then keep showing up, keep going. So here's what I want you to take away from this final episode of the Authenticity Paradox series. Being authentic on social media doesn't mean you'll never make mistakes. It means that when you do, you'll handle them with grace and keep showing up anyway. Authenticity backfires happen to everyone. The overshares, the controversial takes, the vulnerable posts that fall flat, the emotional posts you regret. It's all part of the journey. What matters is how you respond. Do you hide and disappear, or do you course correct? Set new boundaries, and keep moving forward? The answer, I hope, is the second one. Because your authentic voice, even when it's imperfect, even when it sometimes misses the mark, it's still worth sharing. Your perspective matters. Your story matters. Your message matters. Don't let fear of getting it wrong keep you from showing up at all. And if you've been listening to this whole series thinking, I want help actually implementing all of this, I want you to know about the Rise Up Lounge. Inside the Rise Up Lounge, we work on all of these things together. You'll get access to courses on building an authentic brand, creating sustainable content, and showing up confidently online. You'll get templates and resources and make everything easier. And you'll have a community of entrepreneurs who are navigating these exact same challenges. We support each other through the wins and the fails, celebrate when things go well, and help each other recover when they don't. That's what community is for, growing together through it all. If you want to learn more about the Rise Up Lounge and join us, head to the link in the show notes. I'd love to have you. All right, that's the final episode of the Authenticity Paradox. Thank you so much for being on this journey with me. I hope these episodes have given you clarity, permission, and practical tools to show up authentically in your business. If this series resonated with you, I'd be so grateful if you'd leave a review and share it with another entrepreneur who needs to hear this message. Until next time, keep showing up, keep being real, keep learning from your mistakes, and let's keep being social. Okay, everyone, give yourselves a huge pat on the back for being part of another fantastic episode of Let's Be Social. Time sure flies when you're having fun diving into the world of social media together. If you want more, make sure to head over to my Facebook group where I continue this conversation, I share insights, and we support each other on our social media journeys. You'll find all the details in this episode in my show notes at successonsocialmarketing.com, so be sure to check them out. Remember, learning doesn't have to stop here. Keep exploring, keep experimenting, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible in the digital world. And if you ever need a helping hand or some extra inspiration, you know where to find me.